Hey, welcome back to the Trini. I'm Keisha, and if you're new, welcome. Well, first of all, not if you're new, welcome to the new subscribers. I was supposed to celebrate 500 subscribers, but I did not get a chance as yet. And I'm seeing that we're approaching 600. So I definitely have to organize the celebration. Sorry, forgive me, I can't remember the name right now, but she commented and she said possibly I could try doing like a live because I was thinking to do a live, and she suggested doing like a live cook with me. So she suggested making pasta. I actually think that's a good idea, so I'm considering it. So you guys let me know what you want me to do. If you want me to do a cook with me, what type of pasta, and we'll see what I can organize. I make no 100% promises, but I will try my best. But anyway, um, welcome. It's been a while since I've done a like chit chat sit with me. The last time I did it was probably in September, and I did the vlogs, but I didn't really do like a chit chat kind of thing. So this is just an update, life update. And yeah, this video I will be making an apparel, well, not an apparel, I will be making a spritz, which is a, I don't know if I want to say famous, but it's one of Italy's top drinks, and it's made with one of my favorite wines, Prosecco. So I'll be trying this Prosecco. Maybe I should try the Prosecco first because it says it's an organic wine. What does that mean? I'll probably have to look it up. But it's Prosecco, one of my favorite wines. So basically a spritz it's supposedly like a light summer drink. So it's made with Prosecco, bitter, um, what do you call it? Like a bitter liqueur. What they usually use is Aperol, or they use Campari, and we know Campari is like bitter. I don't like it at all, but that's their thing for their spritz. And they top it with like soda water, tonic water, etc. And that's like their light crisp summer drink. And the reason why it's so popular is in Italy, they have things called like aperitif or aperitivo. Basically, it's a light snack, I guess, or uh light food that you have when you have drinks, and this is the drink that you usually have, and it's something that's very popular. So I'm like, yeah, let's go for an aperitif, or let's go for an aperitivo. Because usually you don't have to buy a spritz, but in the places that I've been, once you buy a cocktail or once you buy a drink, they bring like snacks or different food to the table depending on the place, like a little extra, or sometimes it's included. So let's say a cocktail is €7, you would pay €10 to have a buffet. So they have foods that you could go and eat, or you just pay the €7 for the cocktails, and they may bring like chips to the table, they may bring toast. So that is one of the things that is one of the things that I am liking about Italy so far. But anyway, let's make the drink and then we can chit chat, update. To make these spritz, what we need is Prosecco, the bitter liqueur. This time I'm using a generic store brand, Frizzante, which is soda water, and they usually garnish it with oranges, well, slices of oranges. So I just cut up my orange, we can have that, and of course ice. But first, before I make the drink, I want to taste the Prosecco. So yeah, this is Tenuta Brian. Cools. This is dry. and it doesn't have much of a color. I don't know why. I don't know the explanation for that. Wow. It's not bad, but it wouldn't be to the top of my list. Okay, cool. Let's make the spritz. So, ice. I'm gonna garnish it with more than one orange. Then they say you go in with like a third cup of the Aperol. Well, because this is usually bitter, so if you don't want it as bitter, you would use less of it. Go in with the prosecco. And top with. So in a description, they said it's supposed to remind you of like Italian summer and remind you of the sunset. So anyway, this is my spritz. Let's see how I did. Not too shabby at all, but I'm on prosecco. Okay, the last time I spoke to you, I think, well, before I started the vlogs, I would have mentioned getting to see B after a year and a half. And yeah, like, how was that? I feel like once we met up, I don't feel like it felt like we didn't see each other for like, I didn't feel like it, I didn't feel like we didn't see each other for like a year and a half. It felt like, yeah, we picked back up. There were some adjustments, you know, and because even if we used to speak every day, I guess there are some things that you can't really communicate, some things that you will miss out on. So, yeah. And currently, I don't know, it doesn't even feel like 2 months have passed because I've been here for 2 months and it doesn't feel like 2 months have passed. So, I this is the second time visiting him here, so I would have come in like 2019, 2020, and I honestly didn't spend a lot of time in Milan because I went to see, again, I went to see my friend in Pordenone, so we spent Christmas with her. We also went to London, so I was in Milan for like 2 days. This time around, I think I'm getting to experience like a little more. And it's interesting. So anytime people ask me, you know, how has it been so far? Like, yes, I like it, but there are things like you still have to get adjusted to. So for me, I grew up in a house, never lived in an apartment, a backyard, trees. I love nature. I love mountains. You all should know this. Um, so then coming into a city, and this basically Milan, it doesn't have any houses in Milan. So basically anyone who lives in Milan, they live in an apartment. So it's just apartment buildings all over. In the higher end places, it's more suburban. So there's more a mix of like greenery and apartments, etc. But typical living, it's apartments, and there are parks that you can walk to. But you know, I wouldn't say it's like a major challenge. It hasn't been a major challenge, but just in terms of the difference that there is. Um, then for me, I drive. I've been driving, so I'm just accustomed. If I want to go somewhere, if I want to do anything, I would hop in my car and go. I have to go. If I don't have my car, I'm not going anywhere. Honestly, I would stay inside. um, Now moving to a life of transport, but I would say like the public transport is good, although what they have is like tram systems. So that's what we will call like our maxis, and they run on supposed to run on like a scheduled time. But sometimes the main one for us, it runs it's sometimes always late. And sometimes if it's late, because let's say it runs one passes every 15 minutes. Sometimes if one runs late, the other one doesn't care. So one will pass and then the other one will pass right behind. So then that will mean you have to wait a half hour before another one passes. But just things to get accustomed to. But like where we are connected to like everywhere. I could walk to go online. I could walk to it's like think about living like close to the avenue. So if I wanted to go online, I could just walk. If I wanted to get some ice cream, whatever. If I want to go out to eat, if I want to go to a restaurant, I could walk. If I want to go to a shop, I could walk. So I can literally walk to Sephora, and I can walk to Zara. I can walk to like other stores that are close enough. So the connectivity is cool. So you can do like a lot more. So what else? One of the things, something else like it's like walking because I have to walk everywhere. Something about I've noticed, like when I went to London, the streets clean, pristine, beautiful. Here in Milan, a lot of people have dogs, and you're supposed to have your little doggy bag to pick it up. You know, when your dog goes to the number two, you're supposed to pick it up. Some people are not that cleanly, so sometimes, and then like people peeing in the streets, like well, fellas, of course. Well, let me not specify because sometimes you never know. So, like people like so sometimes when you walk in, you have to be dodging. You have to it's like an Olympic sport. So you can't just look around, oh wow. And this is not in like Domo areas. Speaking about like the apartment areas, like general areas like that. You have to be mindful when you're walking. You don't want to walk in urine. You don't want to walk in shit. So that's that. Um, but what I do like is the connectivity, because even you could travel to different places. So we visited Bologna. We went to Turin, which is another city not too far away from Milan. But other than that, guys, bureaucracy in Italy is the worst. So we got engaged in 2019, and like even before we were talking and saying, how long we would want to be engaged for, like we've always said, and mainly Barry's always said he doesn't want to have like a long engagement. So the max we would do is like a year. It's going on 2 years now. It's going on 2 years now. Well, December 26th will make it 2 years that we've been engaged. And the possibility of us getting married this year, while we are praying, we're hopeful, we're trying to keep the faith, it seems like it might be something that will happen in 2022. So while the plan was hopefully that, because okay, let me take a drink first though. So The plan was, I think I gave the breakdown of the plan in one of my last update videos. I give the breakdown as in the hurdles that we would have had to go on through due to our distance and then because of the pandemic. So when borders were closed, and not only Trinidad's borders, but I mentioned that we also had to take into consideration borders of other countries. So, for example, he was in the EU, the US had restrictions on persons traveling from the EU, so persons could not travel from the EU through the US. So, well, and that is one of the easiest routes to get to Trinidad from the EU. One of the easiest routes to get to Trinidad from the EU. So him coming to Trinidad was out of the question, even when the borders opened. And the US didn't seem like they were making any movements to open their borders to travelers from the EU. So then we had to decide, okay, so what should we do? Should we wait it out until the US opens their borders, or should we try another route because time is just passing and us waiting for things to be normal or fall into place clearly, well, things to go back to normal wasn't working. So it's like, okay, what can we do? So then we decided I would come up and we would try to get married in Italy. Now, if anyone knows anyone or has been in a situation to do anything that involves paperwork with Italy, listen, doing anything in Trinidad would seem like a breeze. Like a breeze. The bureaucracy is ridiculous. So, but even though there were some challenges, or what I would assume were challenges, things are working out. I was like, yes, this could happen. So let me try to explain the process. So, if you have to do if you have to do anything official outside of Trinidad and Tobago, they need to know that the documents are official. So if you ever studied abroad or had to send in your transcripts to any places abroad, you have to get an apostille stamp, which is basically a stamp that you get from, let's say, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to say that this is an official document from Trinidad and Tobago and it is real, right? So that's the apostille stamp. So for all of the documents, we would have needed to show that the same process. So if you're getting married, you have to post bands, which is basically to say that you have no obligations to anyone else. So you were never married, and if you were married, you were divorced, or you'll have your divorce papers or whatever, but just basically to say that you're not married. So no matter where you are, or no matter where you go to get married, you have to prove that you are not married. So even if so even if you elope, you still have to prove that you're not married. So you still have to get those documents to say that you're not married. So anyway, we had to get those documents, which included my birth certificate and a certificate of fact to say that neither of us were married. And for those documents, we had to get the apostille stamp, and we also had to get it translated by the Italian consulate in Trinidad, well, the honorary Italian consulate in Trinidad. And they would put an official stamp on it as well to say that they saw it, etc. So those were the documents that we would need to post the bands in Italy, because if you get married, you still need to show that you're not married. So got the documents, got to Italy, and they denied it. They said it wasn't the documents, although it was the documents. So then we had basically 5 days of going to the Italian court to try to get the document that they wanted, which was the document that we had already. So we had to get the Italian court to do the same document that the Italian consulate gave to us. And then we also had to get 2 witnesses to say that we were never married and whatever. Well, that whoever wasn't married. So we got the document from the courts. And you know what? They denied it again. And who is they? They is the commune. So in Trinidad, that's the equivalent to the Registrar General's department where you go to post demands. I think, yeah. So they denied it again. So they denied it twice. They said they needed official document from the court saying, yes, we can do this. So then what we had to do is make an appeal. We had to make an appeal. We had to, well, it wasn't like we went to, we had to make an appeal to a judge. Like, why did they deny us? Could you look at this to say that, yes, we could post our bands here in Italy? But but it wasn't like we went to a judge, in front of a judge with the documents. It was just a form that we had to fill out, but it was basically an appeal to say that, hey, the community denied us from posting our bands. Can you look at this evidence, which is our documents, everything that we have presented, and make a decision and tell them, yes, bitch, you could take these documents and post the bands. So anyway, so that's what we had to do. And the good news is the appeal was approved. So we could post our bands. However, when you post the bands, they have to be up for 2 Sundays. What's the issue, you may ask? Yo, I'm going on 20 minutes. So, as a Trinidadian citizen, you can visit some European countries without a visa. However, it's 90 days within a 180-day period. So, currently, I'm coming up to my 90 days. And possibly, by the time we get approval for the bands, my 90 days will be up. And then I can't enter the country, well, the Shenzhen area, for another 90 days because it's 90 days in a 180-day period. So that would mean possibly a wedding might not happen until April 2022. So that means I'll possibly be in Trinidad again for Christmas, but like I always try to see the positive in things, and it was kind of rushed, and there are some things I need to wrap up and finalize in Trinidad. So that could be the opportunity to do that, and being here for 3 months kind of gave me, I get to test the waters. So I know for sure the things that I need to get, what I could do without or what I need to have. And one thing I need to have for sure is like my hair products, because yeah. So yeah, that is basically the updates. Like, guys, still no wedding, and like we're still praying, still remaining hopeful, because if we do have a wedding, it's possibly going to be planned. It's going to be in a day. I might possibly have my wedding day official, my legal wedding day, in a jeans and a jersey. Honestly, well, it won't be a jersey. You might wear a sweater, but my wedding might be in a jeans and a sweater because yeah. So my last video, I said pray for us, guys. Still keep us in your prayers. Let us hope that we can have a wedding before December the 10th. It'll be ideal, but the bureaucracy here is ridiculous, and I don't think that COVID made it any better. So, but the silver lining, things that I'm grateful for, got to see B, priceless. So, yeah, that is basically the updates. Yes. So, yeah, outside of that, I am contemplating doing Vlogmas. Last year, I did it. I knew I would not be able to commit to doing it every day. And so I tried to do like every 2 days. I think I ended up doing 12 videos because I think some days I had like 3 days combined, etc. But this year, I am thinking to try to commit to 24 days. You don't think I can manage? I don't know. I'll try. I'll really try. So, Vlogmas. I'm gonna try to do Vlogmas for you guys. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah. If you missed any of my travel video from Trinidad to Italy in a pandemic, you can check out the playlist. I'll probably link it below or link it in the cards so you can see all of I vlogged for like a month. Well, I didn't vlog every day, but I did weekly vlogs for a month. The first month that I was here. So yeah, if you want to see, if you didn't get a chance to check out those videos, you all can check it out. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Help your girl get to 600 subscribers before the end of November. What you feel we could do? What we could do? So yes, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your support by watching the videos, by liking the videos, by leaving a comment if something stands out to you. It really helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate you guys for it. So until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.